Writing a political column is a bit of a misnomer because what you generally are writing about is policy issues, and that's not always the most fascinating thing, but you write about what governments do. But there are days like today when the gravity of the day or the events of the day really require you to delve into the whole politics of things that happen. And I chose to do that today with my column when I'm talking about populism and how it's being expressed in the 21st century. It's always been thought to be that a politician did not normally relate to people, that the populist politician was better because he could express the views of the ordinary and such. And we're seeing that played out on so many levels today. Federally with Justin Trudeau, although he's not normally thought to be a populist politician because of his background and the nature of where he's come from as a trust account baby and as someone whose father was considered by many an elitist, he does have a sort of a populist view. He taps into the populist notion of what it is to be a Canadian and the values that we have. And I think that's one of the reasons for his success. Quite contrary, if you look at Donald Trump, who also is not really someone you'd think to be as a populist, but certainly he has tapped into the populist message of the blue-collar Americans that elected him to the White House today. And certainly his inauguration speech was tremendously different than we normally hear in inauguration speeches, where it spoke in very plain terms to the people that elected him. But the one person that I think we should, in Saskatchewan, always be interested in when we talk about populist notions is Brad Wall, because I think he's the quintessential populist politician for a number of reasons. Some of them are very good, but some of them are reasons that you just have to sit and question sometimes. Not necessarily in a negative way, but certainly questions in terms of what he is delivering. And one of the things he's sort of delivering right now is the whole notion of the carbon tax and the opposition to it. For this, he has tremendous support. 73% of Saskatchewan people agree with his position, according to the last polling done on the issue. But I think one of the things that's really interesting to consider in Brad Wall is how much of that is a case of the Premier tapping into the normal goings-on in Saskatchewan life and understanding full well that economic issues in this province are always going to take priority over environmental ones, and how much of it is Brad Wall, as a capable politician, as a really skilled individual, as a crafty politician, massaging his message and massaging public opinion to the point where he can actually control that public view of what the carbon tax will mean, and control, in essence, really control the populism of the whole issue. And I really think that's an issue worthy of exploration today in today's column. So please take a read through it and see what you think in terms of the ideas of populism and how it's changed and how it now fits into our modern day of communication. Thanks.